The Philadelphia Eagles deliver a Christmas gift and put themselves in prime playoff contention. Can't believe I'm saying that word. We'll talk about all that and more coming up next.
The following announcement has been paid for by
The ENN Podcast.
He has a good energy, you guys.
Can you believe it? Can
Sports.
you feel it? Can you feel that excitement?
The merchandise, wearing the hats.
Chris Wild here live from Lincoln Financial.
And I'm telling you, if you let Eli Manning walk into that stadium,
Music.
Wow.
man, again, and I hate to do this again, but these are goosebumps.
Whoa!
And more.
What's his next book gonna be called? Spineless?
Mike.
And that beat drops just like the year 2021 as we are just days away from bringing in the year 2022 here at Bar 4133. Welcome back to the ENN Podcast. I'm professional wrestler Chris Wild, and I hope everybody had a very Merry Christmas and great holiday as the Philadelphia Eagles decided to give us a late Christmas gift the day after Christmas with 50-degree weather, a rambunctious crowd at the link. They gave us a W, and what a W it was as the dreaded, pitiful New York Giants came into Lincoln Financial Field and wanted to destroy any chances that the Philadelphia Eagles had of getting into the playoffs. And if the Eagles couldn't beat this team, they had absolutely no right being even involved in the conversation. And it didn't start off well for the Eagles. And you know, the Giants are a team that, if you remember last month, the Eagles were surging. They were coming off a great win against the Saints, I believe, going into MetLife against a bad Giants team. And Jalen Hurts had his worst game as a professional, and one of the worst games I've seen an Eagles quarterback have, and that's saying something watching Carson Wentz last year. And Nick Sirianni had a terrible game coaching. It was terrible all the way around. Wide receivers dropping touchdown passes, touchdowns being called back due to penalties. It was just such a bad game. It's one of the reasons why even now I don't trust the Philadelphia Eagles completely. But they lost that game. So coming into this, I was a little bit concerned that maybe the same could happen, even with a third-string quarterback like Jake Fromm, which turned into Mike Glennon, which turned into I could have been playing quarterback for the New York Giants and probably put up more points or better stats. But the Eagles went in there and they did exactly what I said they had to do. They had to take care of business. And the first half was bowling shoe ugly, to steal a line from Jim Ross. Absolutely just terrible for both teams. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles just could not get it together. It seemed like Nick Sirianni wanted to throw the ball a bunch against this team, this 26th ranked rush defense, when they should have been running the ball. It was 3-3 at the half. There was an uneasy feeling in the stadium, and then the second half happened, and it was like the Eagles went back to doing what they do best, and that's run the football, play a little bit more conservative than they had to. Guys were making plays. Devontae Smith with one of the best touchdowns I've seen an Eagles wide receiver have. I mean, just the foot control that this guy has shown this year as a rookie is unreal. It's something we've been asking for. Thank you, New York Giants, for being blindsided as we traded to get him earlier this year. Just what an amazing athlete, and he's only going to get better. Quez Watkins with a big catch. Dallas Goedert did what he had to do. Boston Scott continued to terrorize the Giants with a touchdown. Now, there were some negatives involved in that, including Miles Sanders breaking his hand, but the biggest one to me is Jordan Howard gets a stinger. You remember a couple years ago, same injury, put him out basically for the rest of the season, and he just wasn't the same for a good year after that. Finally, has a resurgence, and I hope, and it seems like it's not the same thing that happened to him a couple of seasons ago, because the Eagles are going to need Jordan Howard. Now, they were without Miles Sanders for, 4 or 5 weeks this season already, and I think the offense moved really well with Howard and Scott and Gainwell. And the Eagles signed Kerryon Johnson back. And the thing to me is, as long as this Eagles offensive line is doing what they are doing, it seems like it doesn't matter what pieces are in there. Jeff Stoutland's got this group absolutely dominating and bullying the teams that they go against. To where I said I could play quarterback, I could probably play running back for the Eagles and at least get 40 yards. This line is absolutely amazing. And we talk about this line. How can you not talk about Lane Johnson and the gift that he was given Sunday? It was great. I mean, one of the best thing, and I was there, one of the best things about being at that game, and again, it wasn't a good game by any means. I mean, complete domination. But seeing Lane Johnson catch a touchdown after what he's been through and the way his team kind of rallied around him was just absolutely awesome. Nick Sirianni beating COVID in 4 days and getting back on the sideline. Again, absolutely awesome. This team just seems to have a lot of good juju going with them. And look, the complete opposite of the team they're facing. I mean, look, I told you guys after the Giants game last week, I had a lot of people close to me texting me that were other Giants fans, gloating, trying to rub it in. I couldn't even do that this week. I didn't send one text, didn't really gloat at all over the win because I felt bad. I actually felt bad as an Eagles fan for Giants. I mean, they have this Giants team has absolutely no future. There's no building blocks. It was said that day that they're bringing back their coach and their quarterback, Daniel Jones, who's a bum just like Fromm and Glennon. Their defense was supposed to be good this year. It doesn't look like anything special. They still don't have an offensive line. I mean, you think about everything that we complain about as Eagle fans, and you look at the last 10 seasons for Giants fans, absolutely just pitiful. Again, I had a Giants fan tell me earlier this year that the needle for the Giants is pointing up or the Eagles is pointing down. Wow, what a reversal of fortune that is, as it seems like the Philadelphia Eagles are the team on the rise. Playoffs are not this year, and I'm going to just say real quick, as of right now, they have the 7th seed in the playoffs. That can all change as there's still 2 more weeks to go, guys. I don't get super confident. They're playing a Washington football team in Washington this week that was absolutely embarrassed by the Dallas Cowboys on prime time. They're going to want some redemption. It's not going to be a cakewalk. It's not going to be easy, and it's never easy for this Eagle team. They got to go in there. They got to take care of business, and the coaches have got to be on point, as Ron Rivera is a good coach for the Washington football team. Then who knows what happens the week after that? Who knows what Dallas has to play for? But this is definitely a very, very, very important game Sunday against the Washington football team. I'm hype. I'm ready for it. I'm absolutely – the beginning of the season was – maddening. Made me pull my hair out. Miserable. This has been fun these past couple weeks. Being at the games, hanging with the 4th and John guys from the tailgate. It's just been amazing and a good pick-me-up after a horrible COVID-filled 2020 season with no fans. If anything, guys, this has been fun. You will see more content coming up on this channel. The Sopran Bros took a little holiday hiatus. We will be back up and running, as well as a lot of different live streams. Again, movie trailer reactions, things like this, music video reactions, just tons of stuff here at ENN. We are going to continue to push out and shove down your throats, because that's what we do. With that being said, guys, I'm going to get going. Stay safe, stay healthy, subscribe if you haven't. Go Birds, and I'll see you later.
E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles! E-A-G-L-E-S Eagles!
I need Eagle Nation to stand.